Hello everyone, this is Sara.Bridget and I'm back with a new video. Today I will be showing you two different methods for curling your hair with a 1.5 inch curling iron. So I am going to be using this one today. It is the Hot Tools 1110XL. To get started, I'm first going to take my hair down, obviously, and then I'm going to brush through it. I'm using just a regular paddle brush. So when I'm using any kind of heat on my hair, I always make sure to put in some form of a heat protectant. Today I'm using the MOROCCANOIL Perfect Defense, and if you can see down here, it protects your hair up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or equivalently 230 degrees Celsius. So focusing this on the ends, taking it and spraying sections, and then I pull away sections to get the underside of my hair, but then for the top, I just will spray it like so, and then I'm going to brush this out before going over to the other side to make sure that the product, while it's still a bit more wet, is being evenly distributed. I'm going to take this side of my hair and braid it. So what I'm going to do here is section off my hair. The way you section off your hair is going to be really important when you are curling it. The way that you pick up the hair makes a really big difference in how at the end of the day it's going to look curled. So starting off, I'm going to take all of the hair that is above my ear, so going right here at this line, and then roughly evenly back, picking up everything that's above this. So here I'm going to take a section about this big, about an inch wide, and what I like to do is I will take my curling iron and turn it so that it is fully upside down when I'm working on the left side of my head, and then put it behind the hair. So you have the hair coming in front, and then you'll wrap it toward the back. The reason why you do it this way is that it helps pull the hair away from your face so it's nice and framing. Instead of going forward, it's pulling the hair into your face. And what I typically do is I will do most of the pieces curled away from my face on one side, but I will throw in 1, 2, or 3 curls that are going in the opposite direction, and that helps it look a bit more natural, and it also prevents your hair from being able to form into one massive curl on one side. If you watched Glee and you saw how the Cheerios hair always was in their ponytails, how it was a one spiral, that's the kind of look that can happen if you're curling all of them in the same direction. Taking it up near the top, again, hair in front, and then you're going to curl it toward the back. And then to have a nice smooth look, I like to make sure that my hair continues to lay flat. So curling it around, and to do that, when you get about halfway around, you're going to switch up the grip and then bring it back around. So you have to keep readjusting your fingers while you're doing this. And you're gonna hold it here for about 2 seconds. I never plugged it in. Don't at me. And the way that I can tell if it's heated enough is I tap my fingers on the thicker parts of the hair, and if it's warm, then I know that it has been on long enough. And what I'll do to release it is take my hair about a half turn backwards and then just drop it and let it fall off. From here, I'll take my hair and, keeping it flat like this, push it up against my head. This helps because whatever position the curl is in when it's cooling off is the position that the curl will hold, or the shape that it will take. So I like to do that for a few seconds, and then afterwards I take it and I wrap it around like this. This helps the curl not be too circular, and it helps extend it a bit, but also make sure that it's still being curled. So some people will take the curl and they will just pull it straight down when it's curling to give it a bit more of a natural, looser feel to it. I personally don't like to do that because it just makes it look too straight for me. So if I wrap it around, it straightens the hair a bit, but still encourages it to curl. So there we have the first curl. On the next one, I'm going to show you what it would look like if we didn't keep it flat, but that isn't the look that I'm hoping to go for. So for the rest of them after that, I'm going to continue to leave it flat. But for this one, we'll see what it looks like if we were to keep the hair twisted as we're wrapping around. One thing that you'll notice is that when it is twisted around, the hair is a bit thicker because it's more closely compact. There's less surface area of the hair that's touching the iron. So it will take longer for the heat to dissipate through the entire thickness of your hair. So that's another thing, is that the hair that is laying flat up against the top of it is going to be more susceptible to damage when you do it that way. So that is another reason why, for me at least, I prefer to use the other method. So I will do the same thing for helping it cool down, of holding it up against my head and then twisting it around. This curl here has a bit more of a natural look to it, a bit more beachy of a look. That is definitely something that can be a really nice style, but because I know what I'm doing on the other side will look a bit more styled, put together of a curl, I don't want to do that on this side. But I guess sneak peek, if you wanted it to look like a bit more of a beachy curl, you can continue to hold it around and not readjust your grip to keep the hair smooth on the iron, but instead let it twirl up as you're doing that. I'm going to finish up the bottom and then I will get back to you. So now that I have this layer finished, I'm going to go in and add some hairspray in. This is a really light hold hairspray, but it does help keep the curl in place a bit better. Typically for me, I don't like to tie this hair up once it's been curled, but I want it out of the way, so I just flip it behind my shoulder, keep her back there, and then do my best to make sure any hair I'm taking down, I take it down in front of my shoulder to help keep everything sectioned, and that way I don't miss any pieces. This time when sectioning off the hair, I'm going to take it and I'm going to do a bit of a scoop. So I'm going to take roughly this section of hair, and that's what I'm going to pin back up, just so I can give a better focus to the front of my hair when I'm doing the final steps of curling. And it just helps to have it sectioned off by height as well, but I want to exclusively focus on the front of my hair at the end. So going in, scooping, we have this, you can see where that part is. I'm going to take this piece, which is the top part here that otherwise would have been in this little section, and I'm going to curl it first, doing the same method that we did previously. So here, and then wrapping around. I'm going to take this section, and this is going to be one that I'm going to curl in the opposite direction. Part of it is that it's near the back, so it won't be too noticeable that it's going toward my face instead of away from it, but it will help to break up the curls and just make sure that they're not all too uniformed. So here I will put the curling iron in front and then wrap my hair around toward the front. So then for the rest of this section, I will curl them both toward the back again. So now I'm going to go in with another layer of hairspray, and another thing that you might have noticed while I was curling my hair is that I don't bring it all the way to the end of my hair. Part of this is that it's helpful for your hand safety, that you're not going to burn yourself by holding your hair directly up against the iron at the very ends. The other thing that it will do is that it creates, again, a bit more natural look. I know it seems like a bit of back and forth of, oh, we want it to be natural, but we also want it to look smooth and styled. So that's something that I like to make sure I keep a good balance of, is that it doesn't look over processed, but it still looks processed. So I like that it looks like I put in effort. It looks like I curled my hair. I didn't wake up like this. So anyway, we'll put in hairspray really quick, letting our last section down. I do, for my front section, like to have it a bit more of like a swoop in the front. So to do that, I will actually keep my curling iron parallel to the ground. So if you like this look, you can leave it just like this. Personally, I like to try to mess it up a tiny bit so that it looks more lived in. And I just brush my fingers through it a bit. I don't like to use an actual hairbrush for this because I think that it takes out a lot of the definition of the curl when you do it that way, but this just helps it look a bit more natural, a bit more lived in, fun and fresh. And now that my hair is tucked behind, I'm going to hop over to this side. So for this side of the hair, we are going to be using the clamp while we're curling. What we're going to do is start with our clamp, and again, we want most of our curls to be going away from your face. So when you have your hair on your right side, you want the clamp, typically if you're right-handed, if you're doing it with your right hand, you'll have the clamp with your thumb. So you open and close it with your thumb. And you will clamp it up near the top and then do a slight curl toward the back. Then what we're going to do here is take the clamp, press it down a little bit, move it outward, and then curl it, wrap it back up. And then we will do that again. I unwrap a little bit so that there's less pressure, and then we will push down on the clamp and pull it outward, wrap it back up, push down on the clamp, pull it outward, wrap it back up. And doing this will help make sure that the heat is distributed more unevenly through your hair, with higher amount of heat being applied to the front or the top. And we can see this is how the curl came out. After that, I like to go up from underneath and scoop it up so that I can do the same cooling method of pulling it up here, pat, 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 and then twirling it around as it's been taken out. Same thing applies here, that for the most part you're going to want to curl it toward the back, especially as you get toward the front pieces, but to help us not have mono curl, I'm going to go in and this time do it the opposite way. So here, the quickest way, easiest way for me to be able to know am I curling it forward or curling it back is if I know to curl it back, I use my thumb on the clamp. I'll switch and use my finger on the clamp. So what this does is it switches your hand position. So here, when you have your thumb here, it's easy to curl it back this way. When you have your finger here and you clamp it, you'll curl it forward the opposite way. The other thing to make sure of here is that it's really easy to get your ends in. So you're going to want to try to leave a bit hanging out here so that we don't have it too processed, too curled at the end. Leaving a bit out creates a more natural looking yet processed curl. Last piece, I'll do the exact same as the front one. And then taking this down, we'll do the same thing with sectioning that we did over here, which is scooping from the front up. We have this lovely section to work with, and again, I'm going to take what's at the top and back and curl that first since it's at a different height level than the rest, and curling this one backwards again. Okay, and on to our last curls of this side. I'm going to separate this out into just two sections. So we'll do two curls here and I'll have both of them facing back. So here's the side, roughly all complete. You can, again, go in, and I personally like to just finger comb a bit, break up some of the curls, just shake it around a bit naturally. Also helps the hair fall together in a more natural way, as opposed to solely finger combing and just getting that to look however you like. Doing that smoothed it out a little bit. It looks a bit less piecey. So if you wanted your hair to look super piecey, maybe don't go for that step. But I will take down this side so we can see the finished product, how it looks pretty similar but slightly different on each side. Let me know down in the comments below which side you prefer, which side you're planning on trying out. And that would be great, but otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I can't wait to make another video for you, so be sure to check back soon. And in the meantime, check out the video that I recorded just before this where I was doing this specific makeup look. It's a quick how to get ready in the morning, but without too much effort, too much time. And I have a lot of really important and helpful tips and tricks sprinkled throughout of how and why you should be doing each step a certain way or in a specific order. So make sure that you click to watch that video, but otherwise I hope that you're having a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and please subscribe. It helps a lot. Let me know if there's anything else that you want to see in upcoming videos down below. And I hope you're all having a great day. Bye. Mwah.